Hello, everybody. Got a little Wingspan for us. With coffee. Alright, so no starbirds to help us with 3 different nest type bonuses. So we can do stuff that fits the criteria and is easier to play. So we can't actually do the play another bird into the same habitat one because of the fact that we need to lay an egg somewhere. Okay, we can make that work. And unless any of these are named after a person, the ologist would probably be a good one. On previous streams, I think I pronounced it as like oologist, like taking the French O and doing ologist, you know, as the standard Greek concatenation. But then I heard in this game it pronounced ologist, and I was like, oh, okay. So I want to play the spotted sandpiper first so I can lay 2 eggs on it. One for laying down this bird and the second one from this discard ability. But we do need a second grub. And if we can get that now before anything happens to grubs, might as well.
Spotted sandpiper. These sandpipers constantly bob their tails. People call them teeter peeps and tiptails. Black-crowned night heron. Night herons eat carrion and eggs in addition to
I was gonna grab that bird.
and invertebrates.
Darn, I really wanted that one. Yeah, I don't really want any of these now. Let's take one from the pile. You know, doesn't meet the nest type, but it's at least a decent bird for early game. Okay, we have time to take advantage of this. That's something. Alright, so let's play with a wild card. This bird. Probably in the forest. So I'll just grab a cherry. Oh, we already had a fish that we could have used for wild card. Ah, can I go back? Yes, I can. In that case, let's get a... My bad. Let's get a grain potentially to use for this bird, but something else too, maybe. Hey, look at that. That's actually the right nest type too. Everything's coming at Millhouse. Alright, in that case, let's get this down here.
Mourning dove. One pair of doves may raise 5 or 6 small broods in a year.
Alright, I got 2 turns, and I have a bunch of egg slots. I got another fish to work with, too. I don't know how many eggs I'm going to need. I don't want to overload on eggs. I usually don't look at the other players and just like try and get close to my max, but in this case I want to do just enough. So Starbird has got 2 eggs, can do 1 more, so can do 3. You got 2, you probably can't do any more, but you got this turn and the next turn, so potentially you could put down the right bird and lay eggs. And you've got max of 2 right now. Same situation. So why don't I lay down some eggs now and then take a look next turn. And we'll use one of these fish to lay even more down, so we have 4 in here. I'm going to try and minimize how many I put in there. Although I want to leave room for an egg there. It's fine, I'll use it before I lay a bunch more. Alright, I'm pretty sure we're fine. Yeah, he even used one of his eggs. Yeah, we're set. Nobody else is laying any more eggs. Let's get back to my screen, and here we want to lay down you.
Anna's hummingbird. These birds' impressive mating displays involve diving from over 100 feet in the air.
Wow, we're getting so much fish with that bird ability. Alright, now ideally, we would grab some more... Wow, the habitat I need is just not present. Getting bad luck here, but it's okay. Ring-billed gull could work for its nest type. Although I got 2 birds there now, so... Let's try and draw something. Did not draw the desired thing. Alright, red-breasted nuthatch I would like in order to have 2 birds, so I can get 2 food at a time. So let's just grab that, and then discard an egg so we can place it. Grab a green. Okay, we could actually use this for that bird, for that habitat, and we got plenty of turns in which to do it. And I do want to grab food before it happens, so how many eggs we have? We got 3 eggs. We need to place 3 birds, so that should work.
Red-breasted nuthatch. These birds put resin around their nest opening to keep out attackers.
Alright, we want to grub or wheat. And then something. Maybe a grub to play this, maybe. I don't have any tuck stuff yet. Oh, nice. Lucky I just played that. Oh, I didn't grab food yet. Okay, so I should be able to get what I need. Alright, we'll grab 2 grub, and then we got this thing. I don't know what I would want. But of course, you know, something is better than nothing, so... let's do another grub. Maybe I'll play this bird since it's in my hand, and I don't have a good way of getting rid of it. In which case, we want to be third. Yeah, let's do a grub.
Savannah sparrow. This sparrow is named after both California condor. There were just 22 of these scavengers alive in the 1980s, but there are now over 200.
We have a lot of low-value birds, so this is definitely our better option. It's kind of inevitable that we'll play another low-value bird. We got to remember to spread the eggs around by the end. Oh yeah, we had another egg in here that I forgot about. So we got 2 eggs to work with, which is good because we could use them for gaining some food when we get cards. Let's see. I could play it now, but it doesn't really benefit me too much. If I draw cards, what do we get? Spotted Owl ain't bad for our purposes, though we need to get the food. Lincoln Sparrow ain't bad. We need to get a food, which we could on the same turn. Because if we play the Lincoln Sparrow now, we can use 1 egg to play it, and then move it around to keep it to the right. So we're kind of playing it for cheaper egg cost, which is the, you know, one of the nice advantages of this type of ability. Oh, hello. Welcome to the stream again. I was checking because I thought my thing that lets me see my chat. Oops. Right, calm down, Warbler. You're very excited. Yeah, I feel like Windows 11 changed. Nope, still works. Okay. I should be able to see the chat now on screen. Alright, so I was thinking of getting the Lincoln Sparrow, so let's just do that. And I could get the owl. I don't know how to get rid of the warbler though. Alright, let's see what shows up. Okay, that's something. Yeah, the warbler was definitely dancing, putting on a show. And oh, we have the fish for that too, so that's kind of nice. So let's trade an egg to get the wheat we need. Oh, and we get another card. Sure. So ideally what we can do here is to use the next turn to place this card and then move it into the habitat, though I suspect I'm probably... oh yeah, so somebody else has 3 birds in there. So yeah, we can win by doing this. So what do we want to do? Maybe get food? Can't hurt to get some food.
Lincoln Sparrow. Thomas Lincoln collected this sparrow in Canada with John James Audubon.
I like when all the birds are doing their animations and you just like browsing them, looking at them. Yay, free egg. Alright, so let's get some food. We don't need fish. We need at least one grub. And then let's grab the wheat first. And then we could also grab the cherry, yeah, maybe. So let's move you to there. If I go first, I can grab the cherry, which I guess I want. There we go. Even the birds know it's Friday. Actually, no, they don't. I wouldn't put that on them. Having knowledge of our silly day system, or not even so much days, but the fact that there's like, you know, a distinction of Friday as the end of the working day for many people, the working week for many people, birds shouldn't have to know about that. Wait, that was the end of the round? Oh yeah, that's right. Alright, now let's, How many eggs do I have? I think I have enough for one bird. So I'll have to lay eggs, and then I have food for this bird, so I'll probably draw cards instead. So let's play this then.
Black skimmer. Skimmers plow the water with their beaks, snapping shut when they hit a fish.
Yeah, skimmer is so funny the way it's like lifting and putting its legs back down. Okay, so we need to lay eggs, and then we can move this to the right, to the wetlands. And we want our eggs to be in this type of nest. We got a lot of those birds. Let's try and spread the eggs out. Alright, so these two birds that I got, I can play, but I might take the opportunity to see if there's anything else. I don't really need another bird with this nest type. Although... Sorry. Apologies. Choked on my coffee. Was trying to talk while I was drinking. Classic blunder. Second only to getting involved in a land war in Asia. Alright, so I could grab the American white pelican. I don't know how many opportunities I'll have though to leverage its ability, but tucking one fish. Well, I only have one fish right now, so I don't really have extra to work with. And none of the others are really that exciting, like replacing the finch with the mockingbird. Maybe. Where would I want to play it? In this habitat? That's something. Could do that. Okay, so let's grab Mockingbird and let's look in here. It's not bad. It fits the last round criteria, and it's the same, or not same, but similar resource demands. Okay, so we'll play that. And if we replace the Finch with the Mockingbird, then we got Cherry, Grub. We got the food resources we need. So we can splurge to get this fish. And let's see. That's it. That's all we need. Okay, so we'll get the fish from the discard ability, so we don't need to draw food. But we do need to move the bird to the right, maybe, to get it out of the way. Or just not bother and leave it here. No, let's put it here, and then put the last one there so we can get the max number of eggs for the last round. That's a good deal. Since we're not drawing cards anymore, I suspect. Alright, let's discard this egg. Wait, didn't we have another one? Yeah, this egg. And let's draw a fishy. Another card to work with. Probably won't use that one. Alright, now let's pump out some eggs for this round bonus.
Northern Mockingbird. A male mockingbird may learn around 200 songs throughout its life. Alright, let's take a gander at how many eggs they've got. 3. Wait, what are these 3 cards? Those are... yeah, it's the ones in the deck. Alright, so 6. 6 is pretty close to what I got. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Might be worth it to lay one more round of eggs. Make sure that I get this. Alright, that's the total number of egg slots. Alright, they didn't lay any more anyway.
I might have not had to worry about it depending on the turn order. It doesn't matter. More eggs means more points. Points are good. Okay, so I want to play this to get the nest type.
Pygmy nuthatch. These flocking birds often have helper birds bringing food during nesting season.
It might not even be worth to play this bird because I'm not going to use a turn to draw cards. So 4 times 5. I get this benefit too of eggs. I'm going to run out of eggs on this bird though. So maybe just as an excuse to use some eggs, lay this bird down.
American white pelican. Pelicans work together to herd fish and then scoop them up.
Come on, give me a free fish. Ah, I got one. Incredible. And a free egg. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Inconceivable. I have one more turn to lay eggs. Let's see if I get a free one for the final round nest type. I probably will, because I'm sure whoever has that bird is gonna lay eggs. Oh, this one is a bullbird. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna max out on eggs. Alright. So, things worked nicely. The problem is, I don't think I might have won, though, because I didn't have any tucked cards or cached food. And my bird values are pretty low, and the bonus will compensate for that. And I got the extra bonus, which is nice. And a lot of eggs. So I might have eked out a victory, but without, like, any points from tucked cards and food. I'm missing out on like a whole category of points. And luckily I laid a bunch of eggs. Yeah, I did well enough to get over 100, which is good. Without those 2 categories of points. Very fun. And now do we switch it up for some Elden Ring Nightreign? Now that I've had a cup of coffee. Thank you, thank you. Let's change it. My camera disappeared, and it's back. I have never had enough coffee. In a history, I don't know. Sometimes I get all jittery and ridiculous, so I guess there are times when I've had enough coffee. I mean, I still have more coffee that I'll put in my cup, but it's just that, you know, I can't sip it at my leisure like with Wingspan. All right, be right back. 2 seconds. Yeah, I love coffee ice cream. There's a soft serve place that's pretty popular, it seems, that I haven't been to. And they just do like soft serve ice cream with like fresh fruit. I should try that out. Maybe I'll go this weekend. Alright, I'm still bad at this game. I did like look at a little content last night to try and like learn a few things. Picked up some tips. I don't know how much I internalized them.
How can I help?
I think I asked all these things. So the only character that I still don't quite know how to use, at least like not at all, is the recluse. Yo, mango's delicious. And like, as with any fruit, but you know, you can argue that some fruits, the flavor profile matters more when they're like perfectly ripe. Like a perfectly ripe mango. Something else. Right, if you're those, maybe I'll go with Duchess. Or no, let's do Revenant. Duchess and Revenant, I think I'm like a little bit better at. I would like to get better at the Executor. I should get a sip of coffee in while I can. Hey, we're coming in like the middle of the map. Wait, this is a different map. What? So they did a game update last night, I think. Maybe this is part of it. Don't need a broadsword. It'd be nice to actually get a site of grace to level up, but it's okay. Oh, I died. That's why you need a Sight of Grace. I guess I'll take that. Alright, now we need to get some levels to have a little bit more health. Only one, huh? We need some more levels. We could go here. What's making those noises? How do we get in there? My character is squishy. I'm trying to maximize flask uses too for some reason. Fire pot, sure. Now, there is a... I learned that there's stuff here worth getting. Yeah, stone stored key. I think there's like a map piece somewhere here. Oh, that was a smart idea to try and get that real quick. I don't think I'm fast enough. I can heal in time. Because I get a free heal by touching the thing. So if I heal now, and then grab that, and then run, and then pass the site of grace. This is actually something I learned. In the tips. Yeah, it was helpful. So there was an icon here about like an a special item, a cache somewhere. Here. No. I mean, a Wraith Calling Bell apparently can be good, but I think I don't know how to find these things. I saw in the tips that like you can look on the map and get the locations of like these good items, but I don't know if that was it. Where did you mark on the map? And then after that we can go... I have a storm sword. Storm sword. I don't have intelligence. Both in the game and real life. Yeah, you grabbed a Storm Sword key too. I also have one. Come on, ghost buddies. That's what I want. Godslayer's seal. Okay, let's get rid of this thing. Alright. 2 flasks on the first day. That's good. You really think we have time to get that? Alright, a little bit of splitting up. I need to get to Site of Grace. Perfect. Okay, level 8 after the first night is decent. I'm going to use the Spirit Calling Bell. How do I get up there? Awesome. It is pretty cool. Alright. We have a... Why do you want to go there? Whoa, I love the look of like a capital city type thing. Yeah, come after me. Swipe? Nope. Oh my god. Nice. Okay. Let's go to Miles's pin. Yeah, I wonder where you're going to go with this. This is so cool. No, where are you going? Oh, he's still flying up there. How come he was going slower than me? Oh my god. I did a double jump and it made me go straight up and miss the gap. Hey! Alright, well, I'm gonna go to a merchant. Alright, level 10. That's not quite good enough. We weren't as efficient in night 2. I can't afford that. And I can't use that. Yeah, I didn't get any weapon upgrades. What's the other weapon I have? Was I able to upgrade that? Boo. Oh, you got my runes. That's what it is. How do we get in there? Yeah, great. Oh, that's that's death. Where are my runes? Whoa, this is so cool. Oh, it's one of these guys. Well, I'm lost. This is awesome. I am so lost. Hey, 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 cool it. Cool it. Cool it. Oh, God. How do I get out of here? Does this go anywhere? Is there a site or grace anywhere that could, like... Oh, I thought I was out of the reach. Alright, I think I can only get one level up, though. Oh, I think he might be going to get some more levels. That's a good idea. So 49,000 for to get to level 11, or can I strengthen this armament? No, I need like the special one, which he doesn't carry. You gotta make time to get that. Level 11 with no upgrades on my weapons. That doesn't spell. And a stored sword key I didn't use. Yeah, the other guy probably did the right thing. I saw that in the tips too, of before entering this final day, you can venture back out beyond like the night fog stuff. And even though you take damage, you know, if you use Sights of Grace and whatnot effectively, you can go and do a few things before you come here, like get a few more runes to do another level up, or maybe go grab an item. Oh, there he is. Yeah, it probably could be risky. Oh, come on. I was not in the way of that. Hey, you interrupted me. keep mistiming that. What? Damn. That's the move. That's the move that got me last time. I think we got him. That's insane. Oh my god. That was nuts. I honestly don't believe it. They were good. They didn't die. That's the key. If you... Just like any Souls game, it takes me a while to learn these things. Like, if you are patient and learn the attack patterns and just stay alive by dodging, because you can, then you put less burden on your team. And therefore, you know, are able to get your hits in, do damage and whatnot. And all of us, including myself, which I was surprised at, because I'm a squishy character, but I managed to stay alive against the final boss pretty well, and was able to do some recoveries too of my teammates when needed. And the three of us were able to stay alive. That's really what did it. None of us were doing a ton of damage. None of us were like powerhouses, but we were able to stay alive. So I've done like 40 campaigns or something in like the week that this game has been out. And I've faced up against the Tricephalus like 30 times, maybe not, 25 times. And finally got him. We covered a good amount of the map. Play through the day. That's cool. Neat. All right, let's add these buddies on Steam. Oh, cool. The overlay does show up in OBS because I've got it set to capture overlays. Yeah, so they must have done this as an update because the map was the same map, I think, every single time I played for the first boss. And last night they were doing maintenance on the servers, and I'm guessing maybe that came up with an update. I don't know. But this is definitely the first time I've had a map where there was a city in the corner. Normally the map that I've done for the first boss has been with like a larger fortress in the center of the map, which I saw some tips on like how to get the most out of it, and I'm sure there's similar tips for the city. But this is huge, the city area. So you really got to know like how to get through it, where to go, and like where to get the best stuff. Like, if you look at my footpath, I didn't even make it through the second wall of the city. Maybe you have to use one of these things to fly over it or something. Very cool. So we got Trace of Night, which was the reward for defeating the boss, and then a bunch of normal stuff. Hey, I got another thing for Duchess. Cool, so my first boss defeat was with a Revenant. That's fun. Oh, nice. We got a story beat now.
The night has been vanquished.
For now.
After an age of struggle. This is a fine achievement for which I am grateful.
Take off your cloak, Duchess.
Indeed, a promising first step. However,
you okay?
the Night Lord yet lives.
I have a feeling I'm never gonna fight the Night Lord.
There are others. Too many, I am afraid. It is not yet clear what this means. But that beast left a trace. And I believe with traces enough, the path will begin to resemble a whole. As such, our purpose remains unchanged. Stay the path, and vanquish our foes. I pray for your success.
What if I was the Duchess in this character? In this moment? Maybe that's why this version of her has the cloak on. Alright. So, when the Earth shifts... Oh boy. I've seen video of, like, the underground volcanic areas. And figured, yeah, there were things to come. So, defeating Night Lords and other events makes the lands between rupture and churn. These phenomena are known as instances of shifting Earth, and each of them yields unique rewards. The phenomena continue for some time, with conditions restored after conducting several expeditions or passing time at the Round Table Hold. To pass time, use bed. I suppose, given the two options, I'd prefer to actually complete the quests. And I found a memory fragment. Let's talk to her, see what she says.
I will do my utmost to aid you. This message is for seekers of the third night, band together and the life that is all.
That's the same thing.
What is it?
Anything
How
new?
are you finding the Round Table? I pray that you will be met with some comfort here.
Some, I guess.
What is it? Fortune favors the well-prepared.
Indeed. Cool. I could do the rounds and see what else is going on here. I'm going to take a quick break to use the bathroom, and then I'll return. And we are back. I gotta tell our buddy Mark about the victory. So Mark actually just started Elden Ring, the regular game. So I'm very excited to hear updates from him. Yeah, he does his own thing. He's not really into watching other people. I do think that I could probably talk him into joining a Nightreign stream because of the fact that he's really invested in Elden Ring right now. And so, yeah, there's really no spoilers in Nightreign. Not really. Like, not that you could make out if you don't know the totality of Elden Ring. Like, you don't know which bosses are pulled from Elden Ring. So, there's not really any spoilers. So I think, like, it'd be possible I could talk him into joining a Nightreign stream. Yeah, the thing that I like about this game is that, it executes on the core concept of take Soul's combat style and turn it into like a battle royale co-op game, fast-paced. And it requires both of those elements from you, that you maintain your composure as a Souls player, which is like, learning the attack patterns of the big enemies, and then knowing how to punish them and knowing how to stay alive, so on and so forth. So, it's tempting in a game like this to just run in and just mash buttons. And against lesser enemies, you can and should do that to just finish them off quickly. But any substantial enemy which you need to fight, because as it showed from the challenges I had beating the first boss, you need to not just win, but you need to be efficient. And so you need to go up against the larger enemies during the day in order to get sufficient souls or runes to level up. Because if you get to the boss without sufficient levels or without upgraded equipment, you're not going to make it. So you can't just like run around and like go to town on the trivial enemies. You got to actually engage with some of the challenges. And then if you're going to do that, you got to use your Soul's combat skills to fight effectively. Yeah, I mean, I did too. Like, the thing is, when I was like, this type of game isn't totally new to the world. They've definitely done a lot of interesting innovations, both in terms of like how they merge lore and gameplay, as well as the attention to detail when it comes to challenging combat. But when I was a kid, like, I'd play Mega Man, and I loved the Mega Man games, but I was terrible at them. And in contrast, I was pretty good at the Mario games. And Mario games are like the type of platformer where, you got to be good, but you don't have to be precise. Like, there's margin for error, which makes it fun. Mega Man, you got to be precise. And if you die along the way, you got to learn, what did you do wrong? What's the tactic to use against this obstacle? And then go through the level, obstacle by obstacle, and do each strategy. And they can be quite different, like depending on the enemy or the platforming challenge. And it's brutal. Like, if you die in Mega Man, you have to like redo the level, or at least half of it, and you have to every single time execute step by step successfully. And I was never good at the Mega Man games because of that, like, attention to precision. I loved them, though. Then when they introduced, like, in Super Nintendo, when they introduced Mega Man X, and they came up with some mechanics that were a bit more forgiving, like you had a dash, you had some other things that could grant you some safety if you messed up a little bit. There was still the challenge, but some of the mechanics gave you a few outs here and there. And you had a charge attack, so like you didn't have to be as precise with your blaster. But still, it maintained the core elements of, like, you have to know what the weaknesses are, because you got to use the skills that you get from the bosses effectively, kind of like Souls games. Like, it helps to know what enemies are weak to, bosses and regular enemies alike. Both like elemental weaknesses and also types of attacks, so on and so forth. And you really need to know that in Souls games. And if you do, you'll be just fine. Like, it's not like they're trolls at a meta level. Like, sometimes they're trolls in small fun ways that are pleasing, but like they're not trying to give you a game that, you know, they hate you as a player. No, they want you to have a good time. Elden Ring is quite easy, in my opinion, because it's as hard or easy as you choose to make it. If you want to do like a level 1 run where you never put any levels into health, or never use a summon, never use co-op, never use anything, like, you can make it super hard on yourself if that's what you desire and that's how much fun you want to have. But when I look back on, like, my first playthrough, like, I just made it easy on myself, and I could even make it even more easy if I had known better how to use all the different things they give you. And I like that balance. And like with Nightreign, it's a little different than Elden Ring in that you don't have time is of the essence. So you don't have like the time to figure out everything. So if you really want to make it easier on yourself, you've got to learn from other players in the community. And it's hard to totally get all of that in game, but you know, it's 2025. Like, people spend their lives on like YouTube and you know, wiki boards and stuff. So it's totally reasonable to expect people to spend time outside of the game, you know, learning, here's the optimal route through this map. Here's like what tips on who to fight and what to pick up. And that's totally reasonable to expect players to do. And I want to do some of that too, to get to know the game. All right. Let's do a lap around since we beat the first boss, and see what's changed. Now, there was a notice that a memory was added, and from my experience, that means in the journal. Yeah. Oh, okay. This is another thing I learned, is begin remembrance. All of them have it, or not all of them yet, but some of them have it. So begin remembrance is like a quest. I didn't quite understand from the description exactly how it works. Like, I read that they place a marker on the map and you have to like go there and do something. What I didn't understand is that was something you got to do while in a co-op expedition, or is it like a solo thing you can go do? And I'm sure I'll find out. It seems odd that it'd be part of the co-op thing. Like, why give each player their own individual objective to kind of like complicate things even further? In any case, let's read. I don't know if I'm going to do one now, but let's read through the new chapter material. I think this is new. So, chapter 3 for the Wilder. He dreamt of his home, 2 horses galloping across Windwale Knoll. Windwale Knoll. That's an intense name, Windwale. They were a healthy pair of twins, which was rare. To the Wilder, and to... I can't read that text. Oh, sorry, I bumped my microphone. It might be intentionally blank. The horses were special, so we don't get to know that other person's name. Upon a hill they ran abreast. He looked at her, her hair dancing in the wind, and saw the earring on her left ear, but he could not recall a face. "My Lord Wilder, how are you today?" The voice of the iron menial awakened him. Time for another errand, no doubt. So he's having dreams of home, and he, has to get back to work. I read this one for Guardian, I think. Yeah. So Iron Eye, I still only have Chapter 1 because I've never played Iron Eye. I know that he's one of the most popular characters, too. And I like ranged combat, so I have a suspicion that I would really enjoy Iron Eye. Alright, Duchess. Chapter 3. I think that's the latest. Yeah. A routine letter from the Iron Menial concerning everyday affairs. Iron Menial. That's got to be the marionette guy that's at the round table. Baking the bread you requested is proving to be far more difficult than expected. He has to bake bread for her, special kind of bread for her because she's a duchess. She's like, I only eat this awesome type of bread. You got to make that for me. I've recruited the raider to assess the results of my trial, and surely this will help me approach your specifications. Which reminds me, the raider said he wishes to speak to you about something. Perhaps you might pay him a visit. Raider Chapter 2. I think this is new to me. The raider removed the helmet and placed it on the floor with a thunk. The war with the night was constant, never leaving an idle moment, and yet he felt oddly unfulfilled. Do you feel the same, old friend? As he murmured to himself, he patted the white horns of his beloved helmet. They were chiseled and warm, reminders of the countless battles waged heretofore. There must be someone who'd pour his soul into a battle to the death, a rival fierce enough to make one's blood boil. He was certain that such a warrior could not be far, and perhaps was even quite close, maybe right here in the Round Table Hold. Raider likes to challenge himself. It's interesting that I only have Chapter 1 of Revenant, considering how many times I've played as her. But I think this is actually the first time I've seen a journal entry for the Revenant. Because I remember looking. I know that the Revenant is a doll because the character description says that it's the doll of like an aristocratic child or something. Trying to escape from the encroachment of the night, I awoke. Checking my joints, I traced my way through clouded memories. But where was I, and why did the air smell of must and mold? I needed to know what was going on. That is where I decided to begin. That's an interesting story arc. Somebody whose consciousness is awakened in a doll and like doesn't know who they are. That could be a good idea. All right, the Recluse. Yeah, I think this is new to me. I search for, yes, my beloved infant. If I am to find it, I must recognize the signs that shall point the way. First, I aim to approach the menial. The beloved infant, the being that I, as a witch, birthed. It was never a true name bequeathed, though with a certain mirth we spoke of it as the gnawing. The gnawling. Wow. This is creepy. Following a trail of ancient magic, its whereabouts are approximately known. It remaineth in somewhere in Lindveld, I am sure. I seek a shard of night that the babe's connection to the night might be ascertained. So she's looking for some kind of creature that she birthed. Executor, Chapter 2. The Erd Tree. I am an artist from the distant land of reeds, washed up on the shore, inspired by what I saw, but the piece is incomplete. Something is missing. Yeah, so the land of reeds is a a land that the samurai class in Elden Ring come from. It makes sense for that character to be from there because they're the samurai of the game. I like their artwork. Alright, I don't feel like doing a remembrance right now.
Make it quick. Are these many lords vying for the same throne? Perhaps they'll do us a favor and wipe each other out.
Pretty sure that's new dialogue. So, vying for the same throne. Like, this is the first time I've heard direct mention of this idea of, like, vying for a throne. Because we all gathered here to fight the Night Lord, but there still might be this grander context of the lands between, and like, you know, this idea of vying for the throne of Elden Lord. Because if I remember correctly from the tutorial story, this takes place after the Shattering, I think, but before the events, or maybe during the events, or no, I guess before the events of the Tarnished's journey in Elden Ring. Because there was a lot of time where the world was just kind of a mess. So I think this game imagines that, like, during that time, at some point, like, this Night Lord came in and kind of maintained a power hold, and a bunch of, like, warriors have come from distant lands to deal with that problem. But still, the main problem of, like, the shattered demigods and the vacant throne remains. So maybe, like, there's this thing of, like, okay, we're banding together to defeat the Night Lord, but after this is over, you know, our goal is still to try and become Elden Lord, and, like, the strongest warrior is going to win. So we're cooperating now, but we're also kind of competitors, which the Raider indicated too. Like, the Raider's like, which one of these people that are around me now will put up a good fight? So maybe that's what he's referring to here. It makes sense. Like, I feel like that would be a natural connection between the two stories.
How are you faring today, champion? The Night Lords. At first glance, they appear unruly, ramshackle even. The traces of night must be the sole reason they can work as one. How are you faring? Speak to me should you require anything at all.
This won't be easy. We face a true horror.
Yeah, we do.
We can't know what's coming, but we can prepare.
I mean, I got an idea. Why don't we just go, like, wake up Millennia and, like, bring her here, and then she can defeat all these Night Lords, no problem.
So there's more than one lord. That explains it. They have the same scent. Fine. We track them down and kill them all.
Just like the Nazgul are trying to do to the hobbits. Alright. Let's go check out the other characters. Well, there's nobody out here, so but let's do a lap around and see if there's anything new.
Always ready to fight. Our foes have proven relentless. We must be the same.
All right. I wonder if I'm going to be one of these victor things. That would be really cool if they guaranteed that one of these was yours. Pretty sure these are all solo expeditions that are being shown here. Dark Drift Night. Yeah, so another thing that I learned from the tips is that, you know, differently from Elden Ring, obviously there's no weight to your equipment. Like, you can just have as many things as there are slots. But anything that you have, like, in your inventory, its passive ability applies to you. But there is some distinction, and they introduced a new icon, and you can see it here on the Power of the First Lord. There's a little hand icon, a red hand, on top of the ability icon, and it indicates that that one is only active if that weapon is actually in your hand, not being like actively used, but like it could be in your offhand, for example. But the other abilities, all you need to do is have them on you. So regardless of what type of weapon your character prefers, you may have a passive ability from some other weapon that you find that like is useful to you, like maybe, I don't know, FP generation or reduced skill FP cost, whatever it is. And so you might keep that weapon on you as long as you have, you know, enough slots to warrant it, so that you get that benefit. And that's part of the goal of like the 2 days you have before the final day. Like, you want to find everything you can that improves your character. So passive abilities, weapons, skills, you know, magic, of course, leveling up your character. Like, this character is level 15, which is probably like the level you want to be when you get to the boss. I think that's the max level you can be. So you got to do all these things. Like, you got to really focus in the 2 days to maximize getting the best weapon you can, getting it upgraded, getting levels, getting enough like passive abilities, active abilities, talisman, so that by the time you get to the boss, you have everything you need to compete. Like, that Axe of Godfrey he has there was doing 279 attack damage. Like, that's good. It's not even upgraded either. But it's a gold weapon. The colors mean something too. So gold is the best weapon type, legendary weapon. Purple, I think, is the second best. And then blue is like regular. Maybe there's even a white too, and white is like basic. I forget. But I got to do a better job of, like, you know, using these indicators to give me a quick sense of like what's valuable and what's not. All right, who else? Oops. It's okay. There's no consequence to that. Earth is shifting. The crater. That's not here though. That's on like the world maps. All right. Let's go talk to the recluse.
Wishes thou to converse?
I like how you use that like old-timey English, like Ronnie does.
There is much to be done.
As if there's like a,
Wishes thou to converse?
you know, it's part of the witch community.
How it bustles here.
Ooh, new stuff to sell. Yes. So we got a new set of relics to potentially buy. And these new relic containers, I knew these were coming because they would give me relics with a character ability that didn't match what could go in the container. So I knew there had to be more. Okay, so let's have a quick look here. So for example, let's look at the Revenant. The container we have now only does blue and yellow, but okay, so there's one yellow one that fits what we this one. Yeah, so Revenant, this is a red relic that has a Revenant specific ability or effect, but the current container doesn't have a red slot, so that's what the new ones are for. It's kind of an interesting ability. Expend your own HP to heal nearby allies when activating art. I guess that works. And a green one too for Revenant. Trigger Ghost Flame explosion during ultimate art. I mean, that seems pretty cool. Oh yeah, the Ghost Flame explosion. That's the thing shown in the trailer with the Evanescence music. Yeah, cool. Alright, so there's a green and red thing for Revenant. Let's see if the container that's being sold offers green or red slot for Revenant. Green and red. Let's buy it. Alright, let's just buy the ones for like our favorite characters, and then we'll come back. I guess that's Duchess and Revenant. I've used the Guardian a bunch too, but I don't like the Guardian all that much. I feel like the Guardian, maybe I'm using him wrong, but like, if you use the characters in the way their playstyle demands, it feels like the Guardian isn't as effective as he should be. Because like, his goal is to guard and tank hits by guarding. But if you're going to tank hits, doing so as the raider who has is a much higher poise is like works better for you. And even the executor with the ability to parry attacks, so you can take hits that way. Alright. That's good for now. What else is here? Yeah, I'm sure we'll buy all these eventually. Like endurance +3 would be good for Guardian, to have even more stamina. I guess I'll buy these just to have them. I don't see why I wouldn't want them. Bunch of gestures. Let's just get the prattling pates so we have them. And Let's just get all the gestures. Yeah, I mean, this isn't the type of game where you need to, like, really care so much about your money. So, I don't care about spending it on all this stuff. I just want to have it. Alright, I have enough for one more of these. Let's just get Guardian, since I tend to use Guardian from time to time. Beautiful. And where's Raider hanging out? Over there. No, this way. You have anything new to say?
I can wait, but I only have so much patience. What if my sword arm rusts?
I think you said that before. I think these don't change.
The night is nothing to be afraid of. It is only the setting of the sun.
Yeah, you said that before, but maybe new things enter the rotation.
The best weapons are the ones that require unvarnished might to swing. Let me at him. The bigger the better.
Yep. Cool. Let's go check out these new thingies. Okay, so I think you could, it's a choice. So many of these stupid things. Alright, let's look for ones that are Revenant specific first. Here we go. So that's the expend HP one. I mean, it kind of feels appropriate to equip any ones that are character specific to the character. Yeah, I haven't used any roar or breath attacks with Revenant, but again, that was shown in the trailer with the Evanescence music. And one of the things I like about the Revenant is that she has S scaling in Faith. So any incantations, which tend to scale with Faith, can also be useful to her. And the dragon breath attacks are included in that category. Many of them are primarily Faith, though some of them are arcane. I don't know how this game does it, but it probably uses the same base attributes of the abilities as Elden Ring. So if I find any of those, they'll be good. Okay, what other red one might be good for her? So don't really need the character skill cooldown for her because it's always active, unless like the reduction applies to the amount of time it takes for the ghost buddies to regenerate. I'm not sure if it does, and even if it does, I don't think that's that important a thing because it also increases poise, and it's not really something she cares about. Armament dealing holy damage, that's not bad. Yeah, bestial incantations could be a thing for her. And the starting armament deals lightning damage. I don't know what a Night Invader is. I've heard mention of it, but I'm not sure what it is. Like I'm not sure if it's a PvP component thrown into this game, like somebody can invade you, like another human player, or if it's an NPC thing. I don't know. Like a special type of enemy that appears. I'll find out eventually. All right, this seems like a decent one, but let's browse through the rest of the red ones just to check. Yeah. Let's see if there's any green ones that are specific to Revenant. There we go. Oh, it's the same thing as the red one. Expend own HP to fully heal nearby allies when activating art. I can't imagine that having it on twice would actually stack. Like, how would that stack? Okay, so I guess we're not using that green one. We got another one for... Oh yeah, trigger the ghost flame explosion. Yeah, and a treasure marked on map. That's awesome. Cool. So you have a choice. The goblet or urn. Right now we got the goblet on. If I save it as a preset, what does that look like? Okay, so it saves the vessel type and the things in it. Cool. Alright, we also got one for Guardian. I don't feel like setting that up though. But let's set it up for Duchess, because I like using the Duchess. Let's see if there's any yellow ones for her. Become difficult to spot. That seems pretty good. Though changing the compatible armament to White Shadow's lore, I don't know if I like that. Because her armament starts with like a magic blade thing, which is kind of good. So improving critical hits could be useful, since Duchess definitely excels in getting critical hits. Okay. Now let's look for green ones. So defeating enemies while art is active. So art meaning in this case the invisibility thing, which I've tended to use for like recovering my allies. But if you instead use it to kill a bunch of enemies and get your attack power up, that could be pretty good. Let's see if there's any other ones for Duchess that are green, because I have a lot of green ones. Alright, no, so let's do that thing. It also does these other things. Thrusting counterattack. I don't know if I'm going to use that. But I could though. Thrusting swords with the Duchess seem pretty good pairing. Alright, let's save that preset. Cool. Make sure I have the... Alright, I want to play some more, but I got the beeping headphones. I might have enough time for one more round before they... Oh, here's all the bosses now. All of them are available. And you can select, unselect multiple. Okay, so when you commence an expedition, you can have it be all of the available options, which means all the ones that are selected. You can have it be a random one of the undefeated ones, so like only fight, ones you haven't beaten yet, or just copy whatever the last settings were. So I would still like to include Tricephalus in the mix because it's fun. Okay, I see how this works. So, Gaping Jaw, a colossal, crooked black frame capable of harboring lightning with massive jaws, lined with grinding teeth to devour anything and everything it encounters. Only poison will stop it in its tracks. I actually just noticed that they give you a heads up as to what's effective against it. I didn't notice that before. Sentient pest. Flying insect thing that's weak to fire. Augur. That's weak to... What is that? Ghost Flame? I actually can't tell. Equilibrious Beast. Look at that thing. A goat-headed being who pretends to be a man. Said to be able to use a dubious form of alchemy. Is weak to madness. Incredible. Dark Drift Knight. Or maybe that's lightning. Wait, no. Lightning is Tricephalus. That's like... It looks like green lightning. And then Fissure in the Fog. So I'm guessing that none of these are the ultimate boss. You probably have to beat every one of these in order to get access to the ultimate boss. Or at least some minimum set of these. So what I'm going to do is just do all options, and if I do Tricephalus again, that's fine. I'm happy to fight Tricephalus again. I'm nowhere near bored with it. Okay, now how do I commence expedition? There we go. And we've got the shifting earth thing, which I don't even know what that means yet. But I'll look on the map to see like if there's an indication of like a crack in the ground to go through. I'm sure it'll be there. Okay, what do you guys want to do? You want to do Revenant? I'll do Duchess. Alright, I'm hoping one of the other two players kind of takes the lead in deciding where to go. There's the cracked earth, maybe, in the middle of the map? Or maybe it's that thing that's being marked with, like, a thingy. Alright, well, since we're right here, might as well go get a flask. Hey, what's in here? I don't really need any of these, but yeah, FP restoration, that's a good one. You should take that. The other one doesn't seem to be working. Oh, geez. I can't believe I died again. I'm too squishy. Early game, you gotta get those immediate levels ups. Unbelievable. Not a good start to second game. Crystal knife, that's good. Okay, now we got at least some HP to work with. Oops. I keep using the Elden Ring buttons of up and down to change the item, but it uses it instead. Yeah, I agree with you. We have time to get that. Oh, I fell. I wasn't looking. I was looking at the map. Who are you? Oh, you're just one of those bats. Hey. How'd you get up there already? Where's that magma worm? I already had the grave scythe. What are y'all doing? I don't know if I have time to go in there. Probably not, but maybe next time. Yes, maximum FP. That could be good. Alright, if we defeat this guy down here, we get a second level smithing stone. We each get one. This dual scythe setup was an accident, but I'm loving it. Where are you off to? Oh, hey, magic weapons. That would be great for me. I'll have to make a choice when this is done. I hope I have time to do it. Oh, Loretta Slash, cool. I'm gonna have to pick which weapon I want to use while we're moving. So, dual scythe 94. Whoop. It's hard at 98 for the Celebrants thing. I don't need any of these. Fuck. Yeah. I don't know why, like, the stuff isn't closing in on us. We don't have time to deal with this anyway. It's not worth it. Wow, that's so cool looking. So where is the merchant here? Oh, it's in the town, isn't it? Damn it. I didn't have enough time to find the merchant. Where are you, merchant? It's a real waste not being able to find stuff. I don't know where he is. I want a merchant. There is a merchant where I was, and I couldn't find him. There's one. That's the one I was looking for, I think. Alright, now I need to decide. Oh no. Why did I try and run through the castle? It's right there, the tree. I can see it. Stupid. Yo, cool it. Oh my god. Don't believe this. How do you get out of here? What the fuck? Go higher, higher. Jesus. Hey, fatty. Yeah, I figured there'd be a second one. Unbelievable. Jesus Christ. I got out of the way of that. Come on. Gee, look, there's all these new attacks he has. I dodged out of the way of that. Great. You guys just get him. You're close. Just get him. Rough. Now there's no way for me to get those runes back because I died in the lava. I mean, there's no making it through at level 9. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a different boss. Got to research the boss to learn the attack patterns and all that good stuff. Again, just like Souls games, like if you're good enough, you can handle things at low level. With co-op it changes though, because these bosses are meant to be combating 3... Caligo. What a cool boss. Hey. I don't even know what he did that hit me. Seems like he's about to do something with his tail. Where'd he go? Oh god. What the fuck? How do you avoid that? Incredible. I love the music too. What is happening? Oh, come on, I dodged that. I dodged that too. Come on. Jesus Christ. What the hell was that? I dodged that. Fuck. Use your special. Oh my god. I don't know how to dodge any of those. Oh my god. That's it. What a boss. Well, we tried. It was good to see another boss. The crater. Is that the one that I had? A sublime smoldering crater, an ancient temple built to honor the smithing arts that were acts of the divine. Eruptions over the ages have laid ruin to most, but one last ancient forging art remains, close to the crater. I think that's what I fell in. According to legend, he who braves the treacherous heights will forge a legendary weapon. So that's a place to go to get a legendary weapon, one of the gold-colored weapons. And I found a memory fragment. I think I'll check all of that out next time. I'm going to end the stream now before my hard drive fills up with the recording. And take a break. And come back later this weekend or tonight or something. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.